Welcome, my fiery Sagittarius. This is going to be your current love messages. I'm sorry that yours is late. I'm fighting COVID and I was starting to feel better. I pushed myself and then boom, I was out again for a couple days. So I'm feeling a little better again. It's like up and down, up and down. So, um, this is going to be for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Some of you definitely have planets in the sign of Sagittarius. It's funny, I never say definitely, so I know definitely some of you are here. Um, you could certainly be in love with the Sagittarius, platonically, romantically, and just checking up on their energy. I feel like it would probably be more romantic. And I would definitely check out, let's say this is your sign and you're interested in someone else. I would definitely check out their sign. And I'll have that linked at the end of the video. So we're going to ask very specific questions here. We're going to ask number one, their current feelings for you. And I'm looking for current energy. And when I say current, I mean like at least within the next 3 months, if not sooner. Their current view of you. What actions are they currently taking or thinking of taking? Your current feelings towards them, and then the overall energy that's really supporting this connection. Now, the reason why I feel like that's an important question is because I feel like these readings are really meant for soulmates or twin flames. So you know each other's souls, whether you met yet or not. You know each other's souls. You'll recognize that in some way. All right, so we're going to use three different decks. Of course, we're going to use our Mother Mary Oracle for our words of wisdom, but I'm going to use it. Normally, I use it in the beginning of a reading, but for this type of reading, I'm putting Mother Mary over the spread, over the energy. And then we're going to use the Psychic Tarot to clarify, and then to answer those burning questions, we're going to use the Cozy Witch Tarot, which is a new deck here for me. I've used it through all the readings though. So let's go ahead and begin. Everything's pre-shuffled, just so you know. So what we'll do is we'll pull a card for each question and then we'll turn around and clarify each card and then we'll bring in Mother Mary. Okay? Let's give them a cut. And if you're ready, I'm ready. All right, so we're going to put them right there. Actually, bring it down a little bit. I'm going to bring the lid down so you can see better. All right, just going to clear my energy. Inhale the light, exhale the dark. Inhale the light, exhale the dark. And let's begin. So, their current feelings for you. Well, hello. We have the Magician. Potentially someone wants to manifest you into their life. Now, whether it's just I want to manifest love, like the right love, my soulmate love, or you already know this person. Magician is a great energy to have here because it tells me that not only does somebody want to manifest you, but I feel like, and I say manifest you, I mean, they want to manifest this love. Um, but I also feel like you carry this energy too. We all carry it. But this is really about what they're thinking, their current feelings for you. Let's read what it says on here. You have everything you need to do anything you want. The magician really is the fool's first mentor along the road. So you have everything you need to do anything you want. So hopefully that means that they're going to be successful here. All right, so let's look at their current view of you. We have Page of Pentacles. First thing I'm picking up is I feel like, they know, I feel like you're very well rounded. And not just that, but I also feel like, you're a go getter and they know that you're a go getter. Now, Pentacles doesn't represent you, but I'm definitely feeling your energy in here. Let's see what it says. When life gives you lemons, make enchanted lemonade. So it makes me feel like they they look at you in a way. It's interesting how I said I feel like you also are carrying the magician's energy. Well, that would go together perfectly because it's almost like this person starts is like an entrepreneur that has started at a young age, just the qualities and the abilities. I feel like it's a very good view of you, very good view of you. Some of you may have known this person since childhood. You may have gone to school together. The Page of Pentacles is really about a path of knowledge, but it's knowledge that I want. Like I want to seek it out, and so I like that. And then the page can be younger energy. So they may be thinking back like, well, she was always a go-getter, or he was always a go-getter. They went after what it is they want, even if it was minute little steps, they still took them. So I feel like it's a very good view of you. All right, let's see what actions they're currently thinking of taking or potentially taking. We have, well, look at this, the good luck charm. I haven't seen this card before, so you're the first to get this. It's like they feel like you're their good luck charm. See what it says. If nothing seems to be going your way, cast a spell. Now, doesn't have to mean a physical spell, but I do feel like with the magician right here, it's really talking about, if you feel like it's not going your way, you have the ability to make the changes that need be. I feel like though, honestly, I feel like they feel you're that you are their good luck charm. And I'm just noticing her glasses and I'm thinking, I don't know what's making me think this, but like I feel, not just like book smarts, but I feel like some of you I feel like you love to read. And by the way, as I say this, this is what they think. This is what they're thinking. Um, I do feel like they feel like you're intelligent, well-rounded, and I do feel like they feel you are their good luck charm. So, as it relates to what actions they're taking, well, it is the number 10, so I feel like what comes after the 10? The 1. So I feel like potential movement, at least they're thinking that. Let's see what your current view of them is. We have the patient witch, maybe been waiting. Learn to get comfortable with sitting still whenever necessary. She's just chilling out. I don't feel like, because this is your current view of them. And I feel like, you know, if it happens, it happens. I hope it happens. But if it happens, it happens. I feel like she's kind of daydreaming. It's like her inner child is just kind of being set free. Some of you may have waited. You know what I mean? And I hate using that word waited because I don't feel like we should wait for anyone. Like, I feel like if someone wants to be with us, and by the way, I feel like because you've been doing a lot within your life, like you've been building up your, let's say, your career, your pentacles, and even your interests, like you're following, I feel like you're following these epiphanies. And I feel like they're taking you right where they're meant to take you. It just feels like I'm meant to be type of energy. Okay, let's see what the overall energy that's supporting this connection or these connections. We have beautiful, the Hierophant. Well, that's my trust in God. That's believing that it can be so. It is a 5. To me, 5 speaks of change. So I do feel like there is a change on the horizon. And if this is meant to come together, which it definitely feels like it, I feel like it's coming in the light, and that's a good thing. I feel like it's talking about potentially someone's vibration who has lifted. And why? Because I feel like your vibration is high. You have what just feels like not only are you the go-getter, but I also feel like you know when to take that time out. You know what I mean? You know when to take that moment for yourself. Um, and patience, right? But then we get the Hierophant. So let's read what the Hierophant says. Tradition is important, but it doesn't have to be everything. Okay. Hierophant coming from the light. 5 that moves into a 1. 10 that moves into the 1. The Hierophant, by the way, is card of Taurus. I should say that. Some of you are like, why aren't you saying that? Okay, so let's go ahead and bring each one down and let's clarify. So now I'm going to slide these back up and we're going to start with their current feelings for you. Again, we have the Magician. We are going to use the Psychic Tarot to clarify. I forgot to shuffle. They're pre-shuffled, but I like to shuffle with you here. Give it one more. Okay. Let's give him a cut. Beautiful. Okay. So, their current feelings for you, the Magician, with the Shadow. This is the Moon. Card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. It's uncertainty. Um, and they may feel that way. Like, I'm not sure how this will go. If I reach out, I'm not sure how it'll be received. But it's also very dreamy energy. And it's interesting because I feel like that's exactly what you're doing here. You're kind of daydreaming. And I feel like it's in a very positive way. Like, I'm thinking about all the things, in the world and my place in it and all that can be. It's like, I feel like you are a go-getter. Some of you are entrepreneurs, and I feel like you're very good at it. You're very good at it. So, anyways, their current view, the moon, right? So can be again very dreamy type energy. I've been picking this up a lot where I feel like for some it could talk about, we had the new moon in Capricorn. Um, I'm sorry, I'm trying to think the full moon, all of a sudden it just slipped my mind, but I do feel like like things are happening around moon cycles. So we just went through the new moon. So maybe it's the full moon where, someone reaches out and we'll figure out how. But again, also card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. So, I feel like they're looking at both the light and the dark, right? And we have the Hierophant here, so I feel like the light wins out. But I also feel like they had to understand, maybe your dark side, their dark side, which we all have, right? And then finding that ultimate balance. At that 8 and that 1, that's a 9. So I feel like there was reflection, right? There was reflection, and I feel like the light is winning out over the dark. And that's why the magician's power, it just seems so much more powerful because I feel like the light is definitely winning. If we were keeping track of that. Okay, I accept that. Let's go ahead and see what their current view is. And again, we have the Page of Pentacles, Transformation, card of Scorpio. This is the Death card. So I have a feeling they're wondering if I already know this person and maybe I was already in a relationship with this person, I have a feeling they're wondering, will you be able to close the door to what was, the mistakes or, I didn't quite know myself at that point. And again, I feel like because someone's vibration is, well, I feel like your vibration's already pretty high. I feel like you understand your spiritual side. And now I feel like they understand their spiritual side. Anytime you see the death card, that's a good thing because it's talking about like when one door closes, another door opens. I feel like we should take one more intuition. So I feel like you must feel this. I mean, you have pretty powerful cards here. So I feel like you probably feel this. And if you do, trust that. Because again, the death card, closing of the door, and I feel like what they are wondering is have you closed the door to, let's just say, anything that may not have gone right. Um, you know, but it's interesting. I just realized behind her is a door. So I feel like yes, I am closing that door. Thank you very much. Or at least I have the ability to close that door. I need to trust my intuition. It's a number two, and to me, that talks about couples. Remember, soulmates in the tarot is a number two. Hmm. Trust your intuition. So their current view of you is, first of all, it's interesting because she's lying in bed, and even though she's lying in bed, I feel like, she's reflecting. She's reflecting on maybe all that was. But I feel like as she does that, she or he, um, my intuition like really starts to kick in. I just get a feeling some of you feel their energy, they feel your energy. It doesn't mean we're together. And I feel like this is saying quite the opposite. Like, we don't need to be together to feel each other's energy. That's why I know that these readings are meant for soulmates or twin flames. I knew it when I started the series. So, um, I feel like they feel you're also very intuitive. And, ultimately, it makes, I get this feeling like I love you and I want you to feel that. Now this is from them, like I love you and I want you to feel that. Interesting. It's almost like they're trying to connect to you telepathically before they make that physical move. It's almost like someone's a little fearful of like, will they accept me? Would they accept me? But I feel like they've come a long way. I know you've come a long way. Um, but I feel like they've also come pretty far. Now, I do feel like you must be very close to the same vibration. Otherwise, I don't feel you'd feel each other. And then I feel like this inspiration that you're feeling, you want to trust it. Now, if you're not feeling it, because I want to be very real in these readings, it can look like, oh, love is just going to happen, but we don't want to forget about, like the steps that we need to take, right? We need to clear previous energy so that we can enjoy present day. Also, when we do shut the door to the past, at least past energy, or um, let's say there was conflict, but I feel like you've learned not to live in that. Maybe now they had to learn to not live in that. But I do feel like intuitively or telepathically, or maybe even through your dreams, I feel like you feel them. And I know they feel you. Okay, I accept that. Let's bring down What actions are they currently taking or thinking of taking? And again, we have the good luck charm. Look at this. Material and spiritual prosperity. Looking out at the world. I feel like this is someone who has had so much growth in their life. Now, material, yes, who knows? Maybe this is someone you can collaborate with. But what I'm really loving here is the spiritual prosperity because I feel like that may be what they were missing. You know what I mean? Like they didn't rely on their spirituality. They may not even know what that meant. You know what I mean? But they do now. And six, by the way, is about relationships. So again, what actions are they currently taking or thinking of taking? Well, I feel like they're looking out. This person's not moving, but definitely thinking of moving. And by the way, he's looking at the sun. And to me, the sun, first of all, if this is anything that you're worried about, when I see the sun, I feel like everything, if there's anything that's done in the dark, it will come to the light. And that I can believe in, that I can trust in. Sometimes I just need to give someone enough time to reveal. Like if someone comes in and says, I understand now. Like, I understand where yes, maybe like let's just say their young adulthood, maybe it was all about their material world. And you know, maybe like they're a life path 8. Life path 8 is meant to come down here and really grow their material world. And no excuse, like no apologies for it. Now, this is about their spirituality. It's like, I love that you are their good luck charm. Or another way of putting that is if you have been with this person before, I feel like a lot of things went right in their life, and then you were gone. And then a lot of things went wrong, and they had to figure that out. You know what I mean? Like they had to figure that out, like why. And it may have taken years. It could have certainly taken years, because again, I get this feeling that someone didn't even really understand like their spirituality. Another way of saying it is like, we're down here on earth, and a lot of times we forget that we are spiritual beings having human experiences. Maybe that's what you were trying to teach them, and they didn't get it. And maybe they were meant to learn it on their own. But nonetheless, this is again what actions they're currently thinking of taking. I feel like even though they're not in movement yet, they're looking that direction. And because this is number 6, I do feel like this is someone who is not interested in like a one night stand. I feel like they're interested in a relationship. I mean, you're my good luck charm. Okay. I accept that. Let's put that back up here. And your current view of them. Well, all right. Interesting. Financial and material changes. Well, first of all, it's 5. So again, 5 is change. But financial or material changes. For some of you, I feel like, let's say this comes together. I don't feel like it's like affecting your money. I feel like if anything, what it's talking about is interesting, but I feel like some of you may be moving in together eventually. If you accept this, your free will really determine your intention determines, what's going to happen in your life. But I also feel again I feel like this could be great energy of two people working together, feeding off each other and growing because of that. I do feel like because it's a five, it is you questioning, like, do I make this change? Because it will change your life. Do I make this change? Will it benefit me? And I feel like you're at that state where you're looking at probably everything in your life like, okay, what's good and what's not so good? What's going to expand my world and what's going to deplete my world? I feel like you have no interest in anything that's going to deplete your world because I feel like you've worked too hard to create your world. But now a potential change is on the horizon. And I do feel like you want it because I feel like you're not, I feel like you're daydreaming about them. It's like I get this feeling of like all of a sudden, maybe I start thinking of someone that I haven't thought about, like, in a real way in quite a while. Why am I thinking of them all of a sudden? Well, I feel like because they're thinking of you, especially with a magician as the first energy. So don't be surprised if, like, all of a sudden you start thinking of someone. Or listen, if you don't know this person, then I feel like all of a sudden, like, you're thinking, well, I'm pretty satisfied with my material world. I'm pretty satisfied with what I'm doing and where I'm at. Doesn't mean that you've reached every goal because I feel like if you've reached a goal, keep creating new goals, right? Because I feel like there's unlimited potential here. But I do feel like this is kind of putting the ball in your court. Do I make this change or do I not? I feel like you're ready. It's almost like, okay, like pretty happy with my financial world. It doesn't mean you're rich. You know what I mean? It just means you have what you need. Now, maybe I want love. Maybe that's what's lacking in my life. And yeah, maybe I feel that's what's lacking. But the ball will be put in your court. Okay. And I also feel for some of you, it could just be one person, it could be 20 people, but I get this feeling of because you are a go-getter, because I feel like, it doesn't mean everything worked out. But I feel like, you've had goals in mind, you've reached those goals, and I feel that um I don't know where I was going with that, but I definitely feel that, oh, I know where I was going. If I know this person, maybe they weren't doing, they weren't thinking about their material world. Maybe you went to college and they did not. You know what I mean? Like you have higher education and they didn't think that was important. Though you did, I feel like, and that may have been what was lacking. Maybe they were someone who at one point in your life where it's like, here you are, like working hard, right? You're working hard to create your world, but they don't seem to have the same goals. So I feel like their goals have changed. Or, they may have just been immature and they are maturing. But it's always going to be your choice. All right. The overall energy supporting this connection. And I feel like the Hierophant is quite beautiful, because it is about one's belief system, and I feel like now at this age, and I don't know what your age is, but, and I'm not saying you have to be like my age, I'm 60, or I'm older than that, but, you may be 30 and you start to have these realizations. You know, it's almost like, well, first of all, I feel like they lost their good luck charm. And then it just feels like nothing went right. I feel the opposite for you. I just do. Okay, anyways. Well, hello, Empress. That's why I feel the difference between what was and what is now. I love the Empress for you. This tells me that you've had a lot of experiences, you've had a lot of trials and tribulations in your life, but you've overcome them. This tells me that you have learned not to shut your heart down. The Empress doesn't shut her heart down. She's loving, she's nurturing, but she's powerful, she's strong, she cares about other people, but she's learned that she's got to also care about herself. Interesting because I kind of feel like your heart chakra is being activated. I just feels like your heart chakra is being activated. So you're really standing at quite a beautiful place. And again, it doesn't mean all things are going right in your life, but I feel like you have come so far. Like I feel proud of you, and I have to say also, I feel like some of you may have a mother or a mother figure who has crossed on and is now helping to guide. I mean, think about it. No matter how your mother was in this lifetime, once you go through that white light, I feel like all those negative, let's say, or those difficult, if I wasn't the greatest mom or, I didn't help advise you on this earthly plane, but now I am trying to help you. So don't be surprised also if you start thinking of like your mother, your grandmother, an older sister, that type of energy. They're helping to guide this, and I love that. I feel like I want to take one more. Look at this. This is the Seven of Pentacles, and it is one of my favorite cards. Here it says patience and planning, and we do have the patient witch right there, but also putting a plan in place. But this is why I love the Seven of Pentacles. You can't see it in this card, but in many of the tarot decks, you'll see like a tree that has all these pentacles on it. And I feel like those pentacles, I relate it to like an apple tree. Um, and I feel like, I don't want to pick an apple before it's ripe. It just wouldn't serve me, right? It'd be bitter. I'd throw it away. I'd be wasting it. But I also feel like some of those seeds, some of those apples are seeds that were planted before you came into this lifetime. It's like your guardian angel. Your guardian angel was assigned to you before you even stepped foot or before your mother gave birth to you. It was already like written in the stars. I kind of feel like this is a story that was written in the stars, but it may have taken time. Like we can't make people be who we want them to be. They have to want to be that. But I feel like this is saying that, especially with the magician again, that one of these seeds or well, I feel like a seed of intention is coming to, it's ready to be picked, right? It's ready. It may have taken some time. But listen, I don't feel like you wasted any time because you're sitting here as the Empress. I feel like it is saying, if this is 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 and a 3, 8, we're in a universal year 8. Interesting because patients may talk about 2023. And then now with this 8 moving into 2024, maybe I've had that patience. And again, that's why I'm doing these readings. A 3 could talk about March Doesn't have to be, but I want to throw that out there. So that's the overall energy. And again, I feel like it's just written in the stars. Now you have free will. No matter how beautiful your guides make it look. But I feel like it is kind of beautiful. I feel like this is kind of a beautiful love story. And I feel like in a beautiful love story, sometimes there's tragedy. Sometimes there's tragedy. But it doesn't mean that that love can't come back together. Okay, I accept that. Let's go ahead and bring in Mother Mary now. And let's get higher view through beautiful Mother Mary. A couple shuffles. Definitely leave me your comments on how you like these type of videos. They're definitely shorter than my normal videos. But I thought it'd be nice to have some change. And by the way, I have to give my daughter the credit. She has her own channel, Jenny Love Tarot, and she was doing a reading like this, and it really inspired me. And I called her and I said, "Do you mind if I do it?" And she said, "Not at all." She's like, it makes me feel good that I inspired you. So, and I said, "Well, it makes me good that I inspire you." Okay. I feel like we got to take them. They're all face up. All right. Inner child. Inner child. I nurture the child within me through playfulness and self-care. You know, I want to stop for a second because I feel like that's exactly the energy I need to come from. Like my inner child. My inner child is free. My inner child isn't bogged down by world problems, not even my own problems. My inner child definitely takes chances. All of a sudden I'm getting this picture of a bicycle and going off a ramp, where a lot of us would stay on that sidewalk. You would build a ramp and go off that ramp. You know what I mean? Successfully. So I feel like it brings a lot of joy. Okay, let's keep going. Hope. This reminds me of the star card. I trust that God has a wonderful solution and brilliant plans in store for me. Well, I believe he does. So, inner child, hope, again reminds me of the star card, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. But, it's not just about wishing, it's about manifesting those wishes. And that's exactly, again, what the magician is doing. Gratitude. As I notice and appreciate my blessings, I open the door to more of God's gifts. Blessings. Gratitude. Gratitude. Inner child. And I feel like in the inner child, with the inner child's energy, I'm able to let go of a lot. And then I get this picture of like, I'm thinking like when I would get in fights with, my friends when I was a teenager, and then we'd make up just like that. And then we have, hello, Jesus. I pray for Jesus's help and guidance with this situation. Quite beautiful. It tells me it's the highest of energy. It tells me the potential is really off the charts. It also lets me know, I feel like it's interesting because Jesus is pointing up to the Hierophant. So I feel like now you're on the same page. I feel like now your goals are aligned. Not just in your material world, but also in love. Like it just feels like it's come into alignment. Again, I have to tell you, free will, free will, free will. But I feel like the highest of energy is reaching this person because, again, whether you know this or not, I feel like they have a very high view of you, a very high view of you. And I'm not sure that's the word I was searching for. Um, I do. I just feel like when I think of her or I think of him, I just feel like I get it now. I understand it now. I understand why it couldn't have worked then. And I understand my part in it. And again, I feel like, a spiritual life, I don't even know what that means. And I feel like that was them then. Now they get it. Some of you may have the same like religious goals, though, really, I feel like this is more about spirituality because you don't have to have the same religion to be together. Hopefully, if you have different religions, you learn off each other. You know what I mean? But I don't even feel like it's about that. I just feel like it's the energy that's guiding this connection. It feels kind of beautiful, Sagittarius. It feels kind of beautiful. You are their good luck charm. I do feel like you were patient, but in when I say patient, I don't mean that you didn't build up your world because you did. It doesn't mean you've reached your final goals either. I'm not saying that because I feel like you've reached goals, but then I feel like you set more goals. And again, I feel proud of you. So that makes me feel like there's a mother type energy or grandmother, ancestor type energy that is proud of you. It's like the heavens are celebrating you. But I also feel like because we saw the six, we saw the two, we have the magician, these changes with the thighs, it just feels right. It feels right. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Very, very curious for your comments, how you relate to it. If you would like to see me continue these readings, by the way, it won't replace your monthly reading. It is for January, but the only reason is because of the COVID. Um, I will do your monthlies for February, I promise. But this would be something I would add in. This would be just, I call it a series. This would be another series that we would do. So let me know how you relate to it. If you choose, but I love reading your comments, to be honest. I just love reading your comments. It gives me a lot of confirmation. So thank you for that. Just thank you for being with me. Thank you for your donations, keeping the channel alive. Thank you for your beautiful words of encouragement. And thank you to many who've sent me blessings to overcome COVID. I'm accepting those blessings, so thank you. All right, I'm going to let that be. I love you guys. I'm sorry you had to wait. But who knows? Maybe this is just when it was meant to come out. All right, love you. See you next time at our table. Bye bye.